name is Farhan Mazher, and in this live session, we are going to work on the exercise 5F. This is our second episode on this exercise. And you see, we are going to do today the second question of this exercise. We will try to do. Okay. So let me adjust this camera. Okay. Now, we will be working on the we have already worked on the question number one in the episode number one on this exercise, and now we are going to do work on the question number two. The important thing is that today the question number two involves the angles in the radians. Okay, so because we have to use the calculator, so please set your calculator in the radians. Okay, so what we will do, we will take our calculator. So for example, this is my calculator. So this is already set in, if you can see that, it is set in degrees. So what I will do, I will change it. Okay. So, so let's apply this mod and let me change. Okay. Again, on one number we have degrees, on second number we have radians. So what I will do, I will press the number 2. So now you can see that alphabet has changed. Now it's showing R. I don't know in the video it's visible or not, but here now it's in set in radians. Okay, a small R is showing. So now we have set our calculator for this. So we are going to do the question number 1. Okay, so question number 2, and the very first part of the question number 2, they say that sine of the x the sine of the x is equals to 0.3. So question number 2, it's a part. They say that the sine of the x is equals to 0.3 radians. Okay, now your calculator must be set in the radians. Sine of x is equals to 0.3 radians. So very simple. I want to find out the angle. The angle is from 0 to 2. I just wrote here 2. X is 2 pi. Okay. So x will be equals to the sine inverse of the 0.3. So let me see what is the sine inverse of the 0.3. Your calculator must be set in the radians because I'm going to. So the sine shifts sine 0.3. So the answer is 0.30. So it is 0.3. 0.305. This is given in the radians. Okay. Now, from 0 to 2 pi, all the angles I have to show. So for that purpose, you see what I will do. I will draw this diagram. Okay, this diagram. So this is 0. This is pi, 0.5 pi. And this is 1 pi. And this is 1.5 pi. And this is 2 pi. Okay. So, but what's the meaning of 0.5 pi radian? Let's do this. 0.5 multiply the pi, that is 1.571. So this is equals to 1.57. Let's say 1. 1 pi will be equals to, the pi is 3.142. And what is 1.5 pi? 1.5 multiply the pi. Oh, sorry. 1.5 multiply the pi, and that is, this is equals to the 4.712, and that 2 pi means 2 multiply pi, and in the radians it is equals to the 6.28 and 3. Okay, up to 3 decimal places I am writing. So now the base angle we found in the radians is 0.3. So 0, you see, this is 0, this is 1.571 radian. So 0.305 will be here somewhere. Okay. So this angle in the radians is 0.305. Okay. And you know, this is my base angle. So because the sine x is positive, so you know, from in these four quadrants, the sine is positive in the first quadrant and in the second quadrant. Okay. So in the second quadrant, you know, here in my second quadrant, the base angle will be 0.305 on this side also, because the sine is positive. So I need to know how much is this angle. Okay, I need to know this. So that angle will be, from this angle you subtract the base angle, you get this angle. Okay. So what I will do in my rough work somewhere, I write 3.142 minus the 0.305, the base angle. So I will get 3.142 minus 0.305, and that will be equals to 2.837. 2.837. So this angle is 2.83. So the value of the x when the sine is positive from 0 to 2 pi, and that happens in two places, one first quadrant, second quadrant. So the one value will be 0.305 in the first quadrant, and the value in the second quadrant of the angle will be 2.837 radians. Okay, let me check the answer, sir. 0.305 and 2.84. Okay, 2.84. So our answers are right, sir. So this is how you do the question number 2, and it's A part. Okay, now we will work on the second part. That second part is the question number 2, and it's B part. Question number 2, and it's B part. Here we have, he says cos of x is equals to, the cos of the x is equals to 0.5. So cos of x is equals to 0.5. So what we will do, we have to find out the value of the x from 0 to 2 pi. So your calculator must be set in radians. This is very important. So the x will be equals to the cos inverse of the 0.5. So I will check, I will use my calculator. We will try to find out. Shift cos, and this is 0.5, equals to, it is 1.0. The x is equals to 1.047 radians. So this is my base angle. You know, in the radians, this is 0 radian. This is 1.571 radians. This is 3.142 radians. This is 4.71 and 2 radians. And this is 6.283 radians. Okay. Now this is 1.047, the base angle. So it is between here, the first quadrant. So my base angle is how much? 1.047. So the cos x is positive. So the cos will be positive, you know, from 0 to 2 pi. In these four quadrants, the cos is positive on two places. In two places, I mean. In the first quadrant, the cos is positive, and in the fourth quadrant, the cos is positive. Okay, in the fourth quadrant, I will draw my base angle. Okay, base angle is the angle with the x-axis. Okay, in the fourth quadrant, if I draw this angle, and the base angle is this one, and it is the same here, 1.047. So how much will be this angle? I mean this angle. So this angle will be 6.283, which is 2 pi, minus the base angle, which is 1.047. Okay. So we will use our calculator. It says 4.712 minus 1.04 and 7 equals to 3.665. So this is 3.665 radians. So my x will have two answers. One in the angle in the first quadrant, which is 1.047, and the angle in the fourth quadrant, which will be 3.66 and 5 radians. Okay. The unit we are using here for the angle is radians. Let me check the answer, sir. He says that the B part, he wrote that it is pi by 3 and 5 pi by 3. So let me check pi by 3. What's the pi by 3? So pi, no, pi divided by 3 is equals to 1.047. So that's right. Instead of writing the decimals, he wrote here pi by 3. If you convert the pi by 3 into decimals, it will be 1.047. And he gave the answer in the 5 pi by 3. Okay. 5 pi by 3, 5 pi by 3. So if you convert the 5 pi, 5 multiply pi divided by the 3, you will get the 5 pi divided by 3. He gave you this answer, sir. He there wrote 5 pi divided by 3. So it will be 5 multiply, it will be, what happened here? I wrote something wrong. 6.283 minus 1.047. That is 5, sorry, it is 5.236. It is 5.236. This is 5.236. Okay. So when you divide the 5 pi with the 3, you get the same answer, 5.235. Okay, so our answers are right. So I subtracted it, I wrote something wrong here. So this is how this is done. When you find the, you have to remember that, that table which we draw. Let me draw that table also, okay? So because you see that he used the table here, I can do this with the help of that table again. So let me show you, we will use for this. So I think that we have to draw that table also here, because you see, they are using this table. Okay, so that table is, the table which we use, in which we do not use the calculator, is what you write here. You write 1, you write, 1 under root 3, 1 and 1 under root 3. Okay, first of all, I write this. This is that table. I always write 1 under root 3, then I write under root 3 1, then I write 1 under root 3. Okay, here I divide it with the 2, divided with the under root 2, divided with the 2. Okay, divide with the 2, divide with the under root 2, divide with the 2. Then again, divide with the 2, divide with the under root 2, and divide with the 2. Okay, so this, and then what we do, we divide with the under root 3. Yeah, that's it. Then we make the table, and now I will keep that table here because he used this table instead of the calculator in this part especially. So okay, so this is pi by 6, this is pi by 4, this is pi by 3. Here we have the sine of the theta, here we have the cos of the theta, and there we have the tan of the theta. Okay, so this is that table. So let me do this question, B part. I will show you how he did that, because 0.5 means 1 by 2, so you get the exact value. Okay, so if I do this same question again, for example. So what I will do, same, the answers will be same, but he used this table, okay? So for example, if you have cos of the x equals to 0.5, so the x will be equals to the cos inverse of the 0.5. So cos, where is 0.5? Here, okay? Cos of the 0.5, this. So when you take inverse of the 0.5, your answer will be pi by 3. Pi by 3 radians, okay? Now, because the cos is positive, so this is 0, this is pi by 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi by 2, and this is 2 pi, okay? The cos is positive here, so what's the base angle here? Pi by 3. And the cos is also positive in the fourth quadrant, so this base angle will be again pi by 3. But the question is, what will be this angle? Okay, so the sine, you got the sine. This answer, pi by 3. Okay, this is in the first quadrant. But what is this? This angle. This angle will be 2 pi minus pi by 3. So this will be 6 pi, 6 by 5 pi by. So these are the this, and this is the answer. This is how they use that table and they found that value. Okay, so I hope you understand a little bit. Okay, so now we will keep that table there and we will try to do the questions on this side. Okay, so it looks like that you have understood. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do the next part, sir. Okay, question number 2, and it's this is how this has been done. This is one way in which I went into the decimals. This is the way in which you do not go into the decimals. And okay, now let's do the question number 2, and it's C part. Okay, so question number 2, and it's C part. Question number 2, it's C part. So question number 2, C part, we have here. It says tan x is equals to 3. So the question is the C part. Okay, the tan x is equals to 3. Okay, so what we will do, we are going to find the tan inverse. Your calculator must be set in your radians instead of degrees. So I will use calculator and we will see what's the answer, sir. So shift tan 3 equal. So it's 1.25. It's 1.25. So the angle is 1.25 radians. Okay. Now, you know the tan is positive and the tan is positive. This is the quadrants. So here you will have 0. Here you will have pi by 2 means 3.1142 divided by 2, and that will be, this will be 1.571. And here you will have 3.142 radians. Here you will have 1.5 multiplied pi, and that is equals to 4.7, 1 and 2, and this will be 6 point something. 2 pi, I mean 2 pi is 6.283. Okay. So in the radians, I have written the angle. This is 0 radian. This is 1.5, which means pi radian, pi by 2 radian. This is pi radian, which is 3.142 radians. This is 3 pi by 2, which means 4.712 radians. This is 2 pi, that is 6.283. So I got this angle, which is 1.25, which will be here somewhere. So this is an acute angle. And so this angle I just found, and it will be the base angle. Okay. You know that this is tan is positive. No? So the tan positive is in 2 quadrants. in the first quadrant and in the third quadrant. So the base angle in the third quadrant will be the same. So the base angle means that the angle formed with the x-axis. So this angle will be also 1.25. So how much is this angle? So this angle will be 3.142 plus 1.25. 3.142 plus 1.25. So what you get? 3.142. Okay. 3.142 and plus 1.25, and it will be 4.392. So that will be 4.392. So the x values will be, there are two answers. Okay, one is 1.25 radian and the other one is 4.39 and 2 radians. The one angle is in the first quadrant, the other one possible angle is in the third quadrant. How do I know that I have to take an angle in the third quadrant? Because the tan x was positive. So the tan is positive in the first quadrant and in the third quadrant. So by using that base angle, I found both the angles. Okay, so this is how you do the question number 2 and its C part. Question number 2 and C part, 1.25 and 4.39 is the answer, sir. The answers are right. I hope you understand this. This is how we did the question number 2 and it's C part. Question number 2 and it's C part. So let's do the next part, sir. That is the question number 2 and it's D part. Question number 2 and it's a D part. Question number 2 and it's D part. So now we are going to attempt the question number 2 and its D part. Here we have the sine x. This is the D part of this exercise. Question number 2. Sine x is equals to the sine of the x is equals to minus 0.7. Okay. So minus 0.7. It has a negative sign. You know, if the sine x is negative, it will be in the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. But I need to know, first of all, the base angle. So my x will be equals to sine inverse of the minus 0.7. So let's find what's the angle. So your calculator must be in the radians, because in this question we are working in the radians. Shift sine bracket start minus 0.7 bracket close equals to, this gives you me an angle of minus, this gives me minus 0.775. Okay, radians. Okay, don't worry about this negative sign. Okay, this means the negative angle. Okay, so this is 0 and this is 1.571 and this angle here is 3.142 radians. This angle here is 4.312, I think, 312, and this angle here is 6.283 radians. So this is a negative angle, so the negative angle will be here, but this is acute angle. So this is my base angle basically. So just forget that negative sign. Negative symbol means that is here in the fourth quadrant. So I have to tell that how much is this angle, okay? If I come from the positive side. Another thing that the sign is negative, the sign is negative on two places, here and here, in the third quadrant also. So I will mark this also, that this can also be the answer. 0.775 is the base angle. Now I can find this angle, and this angle will be 2 pi 6.283 minus the base angle 775. So this will give me this angle. Okay, so we can do that. 6.283 minus the 0.775, and that is 5.508. Okay, now I will find this angle. This angle will be this angle. So this angle will be 3.142 plus 0.3 3.142 plus the 0.775, and that will be equals to 3.917. So the x should be in the angle which is in the third quadrant. First of all, let's say 3.917, and the angle which is in the fourth quadrant, that angle will be 5.508. From here, I only found the base angle, and because the sign is negative, so I know that that angle is in the third quadrant and in the fourth quadrant. And this is how we found the values. Let's check, sir. Question number 2, and we have done its D part. Its answer is 3.92. 3.92. Our answer is also 3.92, so our answer is right. And the other answer, the answer which is in the fourth quadrant, and that answer is 5.51. Our answer is 5.508, so it's 5.51. Yeah, so our answers are right. So this is how you will do the D part of the question number 2. You see, today we are working on the exercise 5F. This is our second episode on this exercise. This exercise is about the trigonometric equations. This chapter is about the trigonometry. And the book is the Coursebook of the Pure Maths 1. This is the syllabus content of the paper 1 of the Cambridge International AS and A Levels Mathematics 9709. My name is Ferhan Mazher, and I'm from Sargodha, Pakistan. So let's do the next part, sir. And we have done the question number 2, its D part. Now we will attempt its E part. Okay. So now we are going to attempt the E part of question number 2. The E part of the question number 2 we have here. He says in the E part he says tan x is equals to -3. Okay. So we have the E part now. E part, he said that the tan of the x is equals to -3. Okay, -3. You see, the tan is negative. You should know this, that the tan is negative in two places. In the second quadrant and in the fourth quadrant. Okay. From here, first of all, I will try to find out the base angle. So I will try to establish it. What is the base angle? So just take its inverse. So x will be equals to. So use your calculator. The calculator must be set in the radians instead of degrees. Tan inverse. Okay. So shift tan and -3. So shift and tan and bracket start -3 bracket close equals to, it is -1.24. It says -1.25. Okay, -1.25. Okay. Now so this is an acute angle. Okay, so let us draw this diagram. Okay, this is 0. This is 1.57 and something. Okay, this is 3.142. This is 4 point. It is 4 point something. If you do not remember, we can find this. This one is pi by 2. Pi divided by 2, that is 1.57 and 1. Okay. And this is 1.5 pi. 1.5 multiplied pi equals to 4.712. And this is 6.283, which is, so this means 2 pi. This means pi by 2. This means pi. This means 3 pi by 2. Okay. Now, this is 1.25 and it's negative. Negative means it's here. So this base angle is 1.25. Okay. You know that the tan is negative on this place, the fourth quadrant, and in the second quadrant. It is also negative in the second quadrant. So this angle will be also same, base angle. Now there are two things. One is, what is this angle. And the other thing is how much is this angle? For this angle, it will be 6.283 minus the base angle. For this angle, it will be 3.142 minus the base angle. Okay. Now I can do this calculation on my calculator. It is 6.283 minus 1.25 equals to, so this angle will be 5.033 radians. So this angle will be 3.142 minus 1.25 equals to, so it will be something like 1.892 radians. So the x, because the tan is negative, it will be in the second quadrant and third quadrant. The angle in the second quadrant is 1.89 and 2, and the angle in the fourth quadrant is 5.033. So you see, this is we have to tell the values of x from 0 to 2 pi, and they're positive. Okay, means the positive angles. Okay, so we are done with the question number 2 and its E part, and this is how this is done. And let's say question number 2 and its E part 1.89. The answer is right, sir. And the other part is 4. It is 5.03. Yeah, the answers are right, sir. So this is how you will do the question number 2 and its E part. Now we will go to the next part, that is the question number 2 and its F part. Okay, question number 2, and we are going to attempt the F part. Okay, question number 2 and its F part. So here we have question number 2 coming up on your screen. It's F part. He says cos of the x is minus 0.5. Cos of the x is, this is the F part, sir. Cos of the x is minus 0.5. Okay, so very simple. X will be equals to the cos of the minus 0.5. And if you do it in the calculator, cos minus 0.5 will be minus pi by 3. It will be minus pi by 3. You can do it on the calculator also. If you work in decimals, no problem. Okay. So we can work also in the decimals. You see, let's do it on the decimals. So what will be the answer in the decimals? It will be, the calculator must be set in the radians, shift cos, bracket, minus 0.5, bracket close, equals to. He says that the answer will be, in the decimals, the answer is 2.094. Okay. So let's draw this. With both ways you can go, okay, no problem. So this is 1.571, this is 3.142, this is 4.712, this is 6.28 and 3. Okay. So now the cos is negative in the third quadrant and in the second quadrant. Okay. This angle 2.09 is between here somewhere. Okay. So this angle is this angle. We know this angle 2.094. So first of all, let me find out how much is the base angle. Okay. So the base angle here will be, the base angle will be 3.142 minus the, but I am working here. So it will be 3.142 minus 2.09 and 4. So it will be 2.094. Okay. So 3.142 minus 2.09 and 4. And it will be 1.048. So the base angle is 1.04 and 8. you know the cos is negative in two places, in the second quadrant and in the third quadrant. So the same base angle I will draw here. So this base angle will be also 1.048. But now the question is, how much is this angle? So this angle will be basically 3.142 plus the base angle, which is 1.048. So let me add them. 3.142 plus the 1.048, and that is equals to the 4.19. Okay, so it means that the x value, the actual answers of the x will be, and the angle in the second quadrant, which is 2.09 and 4, and the angle in the third quadrant, which is 4.1 and 9. Okay, so in the book they have given the answer. So they gave the answer as 2 pi by 3. Let's check. What is 2 pi by 3? 2 pi divided by the 3, that is 2.09, and our answer is also same, sir. And the other answer he gave is 4 pi by 3, 4 and pi divided by 3, and that is 4.188. So that's 4.19. So our answer is right if you take this angle. But you see, if I take the negative outside, so let me find first of all what is so the base angle here. Just forget that that thing. Let me show you. If I will have pi minus pi divided by 3, that will be so 1 minus 1 divided by 3, that will be how much? Yeah, 2 pi by 3. That's the answer, sir. Okay, so just forget this negative. Okay, only say this is pi by 3. This is the base angle. Okay, so if this is your base angle, let me show you. This is 0, this is pi by 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi by 2, and this will be your 2 pi. Okay, so because the cos is negative, just forget the negative. Because the cos is negative, so this is in the second quadrant and in the third quadrant. If the base angle is pi by 3, so this is your pi by 3, and this angle is also pi by 3. So what will be this angle, and how much will be this angle? This angle will be, you see, let me do it here. This angle here, that will be pi minus pi by 3. And that will be 2 pi by 3. This is one answer. This angle will be pi plus the pi by 3, the base angle. So 3, 3, 3, this is it will be how much? It will be 3, 3 plus 1, that is 4 pi by 3. Okay, am I right? Yeah, let me check the answer, sir. If the answer is right, yeah, this is the answers written in the book. Okay, you go in purely in decimals or you go in terms of pi, does not matter. Okay, you can go both ways, and it's very important that here I because I use that table, so I know that this is the base. From here, first of all, I try to catch the base angle, and on the basis of the base angle, and then decide from here that whether this thing should be in the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, or the fourth quadrant. For example, here the cos x is negative. So the cos is negative, that means the angles, they are in either the second quadrant or they are in the third quadrant. So we found the base angle, and then on the basis of the base angle, I will be able to tell the angles in my second quadrant and the angles in my third quadrant. It's a little, if you have prepared your trigonometry from the very basics, for example, the first exercise, the 5A, the 5B, the 5C, I have not yet attempted the for YouTube the 5D and E. I will do that because it involves making of graphs. Okay, so let's do the next part. Let's do the question number. This is the F part. I told you both the ways in which you can work on it. It requires knowledge and concept and practice. You see, a lot of people ask me that why you make these videos. You see, the basic purpose of these videos is to provide the help to those students who are in AS mathematics and their mathematics skills are weak, and now they need step-by-step guidance. You see, some of the AS students and A2 students are also working with me, and I have the privilege of working with the very, very, very brilliant students, and also with those students whose mathematics, O levels mathematics was not that strong. All of them, they worked on the course book and they performed excellent. So you see, this is why I believe in this. Okay, now first of all, this 4 will go to the other side. So you will have the sine of the x equals to 3 by 4, which is 0.75, sine inverse of the 0.75. So the x will be equals to what? So we will use our calculator, and your calculator must be set in the radians. So we will have sine inverse of the 0.75. Okay, so that is equal to 0.8 0.848. Okay, radians. Okay, this is in radians. Okay, now I will draw my grid here. This is 0. Pi by 2 means I know what is pi by 2, but just to show you, 1.571. Okay, this is pi. This is 3.142 radians. This is 1.5 pi. 1.5 pi is 1.5 multiply. Sorry, 1.5 multiply the pi, and it is 4.71 and 2, and this will be 6.28 and 3. Okay, now 2 pi, that's 2 pi. Okay, this is 0.848. It will be here somewhere. Okay, so that means this is the base angle, and how much is the base angle? 0.848. Now you see, this sine is positive. The sine is positive in 2 places, in the first quadrant and in the second quadrant. So the other angle will be here. Okay, the base angle is this 0.848. So the base angle will be 0.848. Same base angle here. This angle is one answer. The other answer will be this angle. So let me first of all find this angle. So it will be 3.142 minus the base angle. Okay, so it will be 3.142 minus 0.848. Okay, so that will be 2.2, 2.29 and 4 radians. Okay, so my x, there will be 2 answers. The one, the angle which was in the first quadrant, which is 0.848 radians, and the angle which was in the second quadrant, and that angle is 2.294 radians. We have to give the x answer from 0 to 2 pi. So this is how we do the question number 2, and it's a G part. So let me check, sir, the answer. Question number 2, and it's G part. 0.848 and 2.29 is the answer, sir. 2.2 29. Yeah, the answers are right, sir. This is how we will do this. Question number 2 and its G part. You see, we are working on the exercise 5F, and this is our second episode on this exercise. Question number 2, and now we are going to attempt its H part. Question number 2 and its H part. We will be working on the question number 2 and its H part. It says that 5 tan x plus 7 is equals to 0. Okay. So the question number 2, it's H part. Here they say 5 tan x, 5 tan of the x is equals to, no, this is not the F. H part is 5 tan x plus 7, okay, is equals to 0. Okay, this is the question. The topic of this exercise is the trigonometric equations. So I will first of all take that 7. I will take this 7 to the other side, and let's see what happens. So it's 5 tan of the x is equals to minus 7. So the tan of the x will be equals to minus 7 divided by 5. So the tan of x will be equals to minus, this will be 1.4, okay. So the x will be equals to the tan inverse of the minus 1.4. So the x will be equals to, then we use the calculator, and it will be, your calculator must be set in the radians. So we will have shift tan, bracket start, minus 1.4, bracket close, equals to, and that will be minus 0.951. This is minus 0.9505. So let me make it 1. This is in the radians. Okay, so it has a negative. You know the tan is negative in 2 places. The second quadrant, this negative, so it's in 2 places. One, it's in the second quadrant, the tan is negative, and in the fourth quadrant, the tan is negative. So let me draw this thing. Okay. So here we have 0. Here we have 1.571. Here you will have 3.1 and 4.2. Okay. And here you will have 4 point something. It was 4 point how much? Let me check. 1.5 multiply pi. This is 4.7, 1 and 2. And when you come back here, it is 6.28 and 3. Okay, now it's negative angle and 0.95, so it will be here. Okay, so this is my base angle. It's negative. Negative means it's in the, from this positive x-axis, you go clockwise. Okay, so this is 0.951. So what is this angle? Okay, and you know the tan is negative in 2 places, in the fourth quadrant and in the second quadrant. So here the base angle will be also 0.95 and 1. Now, so because I have to tell the answer from 0 to 2 pi, so I need to know, okay, how much is this angle, and I need to know how much is this angle. The angle which is in the fourth quadrant, the positive angle, and the angle in the second quadrant. So angle which is in the fourth quadrant, that will be 2 pi, that is 6.283 minus the base angle 0.95 and 1. So 6.283 minus 0.951. It will be 5.33. It will be 5.33 and 2. How much will be this angle? It will be 3.142 minus the base angle, which is 0.95 and 1. So 3.142 minus 0.95 and 1. It is 2.19 and 1. Okay. So my X will have two answers. One, the angle in the second quadrant, which will be 2.191 radians, and the angle in the fourth quadrant, which will be 5.33 and 2 radians. So let me check, sir, the answer, if the answer is right or not. Okay, question number 2, and it's H part, 2.19. So our answer is right, and 5.33. So that's the angle in the fourth quadrant. You see, it's highly conceptual and it's easy also. But if your concept is clear, then it's very, very easy. And I hope that this today's episode number 2 on the exercise 5F from the course book of the Pure Maths 1 makes sense to you. If you think that this video has helpful, it is helpful to you, and it has helped you to improve your concepts, please like this video. Please share the link of this video with your class fellows, with your juniors, with your seniors, with your cousins, with your teachers, if they are also working on the Pure Maths 1. So see, when you share the link of this video, when you like this video, it's a great support for my work, and your support is very, very important for me. I hope that this video will be very helpful to you all, and it's a great blessing for me that I can make these videos. So everyone, thank you very much for taking your time and watching this video. Thank you very much. Have a good night. God bless you all.